But we got to move on to some coaching news because Jim Harbaugh, Michigan, he's interviewed. Has he interviewed with the Chargers? Is he
Yeah,
going
he
to?
already interviewed, I believe, yesterday.
Is he going to be the Charger coach, or do you think he does a little world tour here?
I think he's going to wait. I think he's going to wait around a little bit and see what pops up. If the Eagles' job pops up, I think that's a good fit for him. I think that's dangerous. I think that's a team that does need a Jim Harbaugh-esque, like, hey, I'm behind Jalen 100%. You rally the locker room around him. You get in guys that know exactly, like, just all about football and winning. I think that's kind of what Philly needs at that point. But I wouldn't be surprised. I know the Las Vegas Raiders are saying that AP is their guy, but they haven't hired him yet. I haven't seen anything. Have you?
No, I would think if he's your guy, like you should have hired him already, like on the spot.
Yeah. So I mean, as of right now, again, Tuesday, they haven't hired AP. I think that he's going to interview with the Raiders as well. I think that's a good fit. I know that there are reports saying that the last time around they were interviewing him. It just wasn't the right timing. He wanted to go back and do some unfinished business at Michigan. Mark Davis has always been a fan of his. I think he would go there if he had his choice of the Chargers or the Raiders. I think he would choose the Raiders.
Hear me out. Seattle?
I don't know about that. I don't know.
Seattle? That'd be a hell of a hire. I mean, basically they run a lot of the same style as Harbaugh and that 49ers team that Harbaugh coached.
The one thing is Pete Carroll staying around as advisor because they've never gotten along. Even back to their college days, they've never gotten along. And I don't see that being a thing that Harbaugh would want to step into.
Yeah. I mean, either way, I think he fits more so with the Raiders than the Chargers. I don't think that the Chargers is actually, I mean, this is kind of a hot take. I don't think it's that amazing of a job because the cap situation is really bad there. And you just got to hope that those wide receivers will stay healthy for once. That secondary will stay healthy for once. Your D line is going to stay healthy for once. Like all those guys are injury prone and they cost so much money. And then Herbert, obviously, he's going to have a massive contract. So I just don't know if that's going to be very appealing unless you're like, well, we're just going to win within these next 2 years.
Yeah, I really don't. I don't like the Chargers. I don't like that job. I don't think that it's like a marquee job. Yeah, you have Justin Herbert, but there's a bunch of problems. And guess what? You have to face Mahomes twice a year. Do you really think that you have a chance at even winning your division? No, you don't. Like, unless you completely 180 this team, you don't have a chance at winning that division. So, like, if I was him, I would maybe look around a little bit more, figure it out. Like, hey, where are we at? Even the Raiders, like, I think that's a better scenario for him because then if he doesn't like Devontae, he could flip him. If he doesn't like Max Crosby, he could flip him. But it's not great. I just don't know. Like, I know that he wants to come to the NFL. I just don't know what exactly he'd be looking for. And if it push comes to shove, if he's like, hey, you know what? I'm going to pick the Chargers just because of Justin Herbert. I think that's like a fair point. I just think he might be holding out for. Could you see Harbaugh with the Cowboys? Could you see him with the Eagles? Like, I think he's holding out for one of those jobs.
I'm just not the biggest Herbert believer. Like, I feel like people have crowned him just off his like raw talent as like top 5, top 3 in the league. And I want to see like, what can you do for me? What have you done for me lately? I don't think he's really proven a lot in the league. I mean, yeah, he's putting up stats. I think he has amazing talent. I'm not saying he's bad, but to say it's the best job because Herbert, like, I think we have to look at other variables there.
I mean, where else could he go at this point? The Commanders? Would you want to take over the Commanders? The Panthers already said that they're not going to even interview him because David Tepper wants his hand in the cookie jar, wants his say of what it is. And with Jim Harbaugh coming in there, that takes away David Tepper's power.
I think Seattle's the best job.
I don't know. I mean, it's a good job. It would be scary. I think we talked about this. If Rabel going there would be crazy.
That's
I can see
worst
him.
case scenario for the
I know.
49ers. If
No,
Vrabel
it's
goes to Seattle, they get a really good coach. Then I hate that for the 49ers.
right. Maybe he goes to the Titans. The Titans are still open.
Yeah. We gotta let this play out a little more. We'll cover it. But I mean, unless the Chargers are giving him a huge offer right now, I think he's gonna wait it out.